For a formal lesson on how to lay out the patterns on a fabric, we will be using a non-directional print. We will be using this fabric because the print is non-directional. As you can see, the flowers are printed flat on the fabric. The points of the hearts are facing in all directions. The advantage of using a non-directional print is that we save more on fabric consumption. We can lay out this pattern on the fabric. The folded hidden dart has made this area uneven. So just in case this bothers you, all you have to do is trace this on a flat pattern paper. Just trace the outline of the neckline, the shoulder line, the armhole. Okay, you can move this a little. The side seam, the dart allowance, and the waistline. Then mark the first dart line and the third dart line, and mark where the dart lines really end. So you can connect the dart lines later on. You can also mark where the front chest level is and the bust level is. Then you can cut this pattern and use it. So you have a flat pattern like this one. By the way, I also marked the hidden dart line. So actually, we should start, to pin from the center top downwards. Because if we pin from here and then start pinning on top, we might just discover that we have excess fabric here. So it is best to just pin from the center top down to the waistline first. Then we pin the shoulder lines, the armhole area, the side seam, and the waist area. Since this is the selvage side, we will use this for the back patterns. Because anyway, we have an opening on the back. Because the zipper allowance is on the area of the back. So, we have to study how best to economize on our fabric. If we pin this way, there's an excess of fabric here. So we will try laying out our back skirt this way. We have to be mindful of the allowances that we will be needing. As you can see, we can lay out the back skirt this way, but we need a 1 inch or 2.5 centimeter per side of our patterns. So I can move this or lower this. Okay? So if I lower this here, I will have an adequate sewing allowance on this area for the side seam of the skirt and also the side seam of the front bodies. So again, I will start pinning the front bodies from the top downwards. We can use this area for the neckline facings. Okay, I'm also pinning the armhole area and the waistline. Now, I just have to make sure that I have 1.5 inches or 4 centimeters hemline fold allowance. So I can actually pin the skirt here. Again, I can start pinning from the top of the center back downwards. We use this edge or the selvage so that later on we don't have to finish this area. Anyway, this is just a thin material. So now I will pin the side seam on the area of the waistline downwards. Now I will try to lay out the front skirt pattern here on this side of our fabric. I will try to lay out the back bodice pattern this way. We have to be mindful that we need a 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters allowance on the waistline for the front bodice and also for the front skirt pattern. The same holds true for the back bodice pattern and the back skirt pattern. We need a 1 inch or 2.5 centimeter allowance for each of the patterns. And also, we have enough seam allowances on this area for each of the two patterns. You will notice we also have traced the back bodies for both of the patterns around the area where the hidden dart is. Okay, I will start pinning the front skirt pattern from the top downwards. Now I will pin the area of the waistline and the corner of the waistline and side seam. Now I will pin the side seam area. Okay, for the back bodice pattern, again I will pin from the top downwards. I pin after the zipper allowance so that I can easily trace the center back line later on. Okay, I will pin the shoulder line, the area of the armhole curve, and the side seam. Okay, so now we have completely pinned the main patterns.